streaming now. At least we should be. Let's see what everyone says. All right, guys. I believe we are live.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Welcome to the...
Welcome to Amigos and Co. Today on the panel we've got our man from the desert. It's the king of filth. It's the sultan of sin. It's Chris motherfucking Lake. And in the other corner we've got our good buddy, our good friend Adam, Mr. Breestones, coming all the way from the city of, now is it serial killers or churches? Bit of both, I think. And of course myself, Steve. You know me as Legion Babes. This is Amigos and Co. And I don't know. I'm just here to hang out.
I'm gonna actually give that that was an outstanding intro. Outstanding intro.
Well, thank you so much.
What's up, everybody in the chat? I'll go through real quick, see who we got, and I'll probably miss half of you like always. We got Mr. T. Getz in here. We got Mr. Glenn Hefner, I believe. Mr. Great Wombatsky, what's up? We got Labworks. And then we got Jake. What's up, Jake? I hope you're enjoying that mod. I already said T. Getz. We got Glenn. Always Lost, which is a female. I remember this time. Mr. Jangy Lang. Fuck you. Raven Shadow, what's up? Thank you for coming in and wrenching for us. Mr. Steven Sard, what's up, man? Send out that stuff to you today. And then we got the boss of the Breestones household, Miss Emily, on the Vape Advocacy.
Ooh, Vape Advocacy,
And then Dark Snyder, Zup. I think that's a new name. I haven't seen that one before, I don't think. Metal Dad Vapes, what's up? Kirk O'Neill.
Hey, Kirk.
And
The answer is getting better.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tick Begins. But yeah, guys.
Happy Monday, happy/Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday there in Australia. You guys had your time change, right? So this is an hour earlier for you guys?
Later.
Later?
An hour later. So yeah, I'm all off schedule. It's almost time for my nap. I'm gonna get through this thing.
Yeah, hopefully we keep Steve entertained so he doesn't think about the applesauce for too long.
Oh dear.
I'm not even gonna reply to that.
Anyways, guys, welcome. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Don't forget, we are also having a giveaway later of that hoodie. I'll bring it out later, talk about it more. But anyways, we'll get into it. Adam, how was your coffee sale?
Hey, it went really well. For those that don't know, obviously I work in coffee as my other job, and I have accumulated 20 years of coffee equipment that was taking up the vast majority of my garage. So yesterday I had a bargain basement coffee equipment sale, and yeah, only a couple of people turned up, but they were basically left with tea chest boxes filled with coffee gear that I will probably never ever use in all the years of competition and whatnot. So yeah, it went really, really well.
Nice. So when you say tea chest, is that what we in the normal world calls like a trunk because like you guys are still under the thumb of the queen or what?
No, isn't a tea chest? That's the industry term for a large moving box, isn't it? A tea chest box.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Well, that must be yeah, the monarchy's language, good English for a tea chest box. So basically, removalist sized boxes filled with coffee stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then,
What have you been up to, Chris?
not shit actually. Well, I did a photo shoot on Saturday afternoon with a new person, and then you know, those went out decent. I finally got to use this phone booth I've been eyeing for fucking months for the photo. So that's the one I posted. And then I've been just working on the yard. My birthday is this month, and next Thursday I think it is the 17th. Turning 33. I thought I turned 33 last year. I guess I'm turning 33 this year. Huh?
You turning 12?
Yeah, but compared to you.
Wow.
I was gonna say, you know, I look 50, but I feel 24. But truth is, I look 50, and this week I feel 60. So, shit week.
Yeah, and then so Steve, what about you? Besides being on your back all weekend?
I've been on my back playing Hustle Castle on my phone and watching shit TV on Netflix. That is literally all I've done for the last 4 days because my back's out.
Nice.
Today's a little bit better. Tomorrow will be a little bit better than that, and we'll keep that progression going. Next week I'll be back in full swing,
Nice.
which is good because they're starting to pile up.
Yeah.
Hey, we got someone else on the screen.
Yeah, we got LabWorks in here. We're gonna bombard him with shit that we didn't prepare him for, so you guys be ready.
What color undies you wearing, LabWorks?
Sorry, what was that?
What color undies you wearing?
I don't wear them.
Liver spotted color.
I don't wear them. I don't worry about them.
And then someone threw it out in the chat. Let's see. Today was Save the Vaping Day. If you guys didn't know, there's a big push and a charity push. You'd see like MTurk, all their sales today went to the profit. All the profits went towards that and stuff. And if you guys don't know about it, they're trying to put together a bunch of stuff. And one of their points is what they're going to do is try to get like, you know how they bust in these kids to these hearings. They're trying to bust in consumers to these hearings. That's one of the missions that they're doing. So, yeah, if you donated to that, it's probably good for the industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was donations to CASA and
The AVA, American Vaping Association, yeah.
Oh, AVA. Excuse me. Yep. Okay.
On the same note, we've been doing something similar, slightly different, but similar here. Vaporize have come out with a new liquid. It's called Courage. And they're selling that at $5 a bottle through their website. 100% donations going, I believe it's going to Athra.
Yeah.
100% going to charity. I'm not 100% sure which angle it's going to. So if you are in Australia, check that out. I got actually 4 bottles at the post office when I get down there.
Nice. And then so LabWorks, we were just catching up over the weekend stuff. What'd you do this weekend, you piece of crap?
Very little, actually. Worked the whole weekend. Like, even though it was a public holiday here yesterday, I was still working. So, I haven't had a break yet.
Well, it's not going to get any better with you being here. No. No,
You
but
know, thanks for that.
no, well, yeah, actually, I do have some. I can't remember one of the people that watched the show. One of our, and I feel bad for not remembering, but someone brought it up, and so I'll give you a little wet feet for it, so you know what's going on. They brought up the fact that all this talk about flavors and stuff like that, you know, making people sick and stuff like that. So we figured we'd want to have like someone that's more expertise and something like that, maybe get into it. So obviously, you know, we didn't have a real plan and we didn't plan it out, but we'll see what we can get from you. And then otherwise, we'll start out with the buffet and then move on from there. And then since LabWorks is the special guest tonight, why don't we start with you, bro?
Okay, so far, an old, what is it? I always forget the name of this. An old Theron running a drop dual, running Breestones coils, kiwi strawberry lemonade, and in the other one, it's one of the, I think it's an OBS, it's a cube tank from memory, but it's actually sitting on a box of 55. And that one is actually running something very secretive at the moment that I can't talk about.
Ooh, secret squirrel.
No, it's a whole new flavour, the company I work for. And yeah, it is a little bit of secret squirrel shit.
Nice.
I like that. I like how, Paul, you just said, I can't talk about it. Oh, hang on, yeah, I'll talk about it.
So, yeah, I didn't give the profile, so fuck off.
It's only these 5 ingredients.
Actually, there's 13.
See, you're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, but you don't know the profile, so fuck off.
13.
Yeah, so then go ahead and we'll pass it on to Legion. I'm sure he's got a vape with some Tylenol in it or something.
I wish. Fairly straightforward, fairly simple today. Still running my Aegis, big screen. We service some of the tank, and I've got Milkman vanilla milkshake because it's nice. No, vanilla custard, not milkshake. No. Now I want a milkshake. Damn. On top of that, just came in this morning. This little beast. It's called the Realm. It's an all-in-one. It's an adjustable wattage thing. Can't really comment about whether I like it or not, but it does this.
Ah,
I don't like that.
Is it a panel?
And yeah, it's the panel side thing. It's
Black
kinda
type
like,
it.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like a pod version of the billet box. You can see you got the little pod system there.
yeah.
Nice enough system. Just gotta give it a good try. I haven't really tested it yet. And the all new Push Nano. So,
I've seen those online a bunch of times, and I like the idea of the glow and shit. I've never used one, obviously, but
Is that what, Steve? Is that one also with the gyro situation, so you can change the wattage while you're not wattage, the light?
not the wattage, but the light when I got it on. Blue,
Yeah,
purple,
nice.
green.
and if you guys can't tell from Steve's hand motion, he used to mix paint.
I was thinking, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch
Hey
it.
man, this is a classy show. I'm sure that if you were to shake it and the puff of vapor comes out, it's probably the same motion. Anyways, what's up, Adam? What do you got?
Oh my goodness. I have the DBV3 Chieftain with the Blotto, little triple 27 Aliens 3mm ID in there, which is just rocking my world. That was lovely jubbly. I have in there actually a company from New South Wales. It's called Labworks. You guys might know it. This is Butterscotch and Honeycomb. Because I'm on a bit of an RTA vibe at the moment, I decided to set up the Elevate. That is Mr. Matthew Cully's last RTA, I believe. The Elevate, that one in there has also another New South Wales-based company, Labworks. It's Banana Custard. And then I have also my Ride or Dies dual passage topside. One is also a top secret e-liquid that I can't talk about, but this is delicious. And the second one is actually cookies and custard from Mr. Vandal of the US of A.
Vapor treats,
So-
not from me. I have no skills.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, well, it was it was the yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Mr. Vandal.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna mix it up tonight. And then no, I'm not. Just kidding. It's the same shit as always. But I want to do it real fast. It was actually Glenn Hefner that brought up the idea of the flavor thing. So shout out to Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
And then if you guys didn't see it, I did an IG live yesterday just talking about some stuff. We'll get into that maybe at a different time, not tonight. But yeah, so thank you, Glenn, for bringing that up. And that's why we have Mr. Labworks here. And then anyways, yeah, so Anarchist Pink, Topside, Goat, whatever. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys have saw, there's what was it, Friday? Oregon did a flavor ban, so shout out to the Oregon people out there. We don't feel your pain yet, but we're here with you in spirit. If any of our fans are not fans, I only calling you guys fans. You guys are family. Any of our fam out there is going through that, our thoughts go out to you. But as you can see, a lot of stuff is not actually playing out into the mainstream to where people are really buying into the bullshit. Now they have more mainstream sources actually coming, not necessarily to the defense of vaping, but to the double standard of how it's being treated and stuff. There was a couple articles shared on Instagram today and stuff. So like I said, this fight's not hopeless, guys. Things are gonna turn out better before they get worse.
Yeah.
So yesterday, it was yesterday or the day before, I logged into Facebook and post on some Vape Fam Australia, some Australian group. And this woman she seemed quite young, 26, something like that. And she was complaining, and she just found out, and it pissed her off, that she couldn't buy e-liquids in her state from anywhere in Australia. She lives in South Australia, and she couldn't get them shipped in from any state, and she was really upset about this. And the whole thing pissed me off because you had a fucking year of warnings. You had a chance to get off your ass and go to Parliament House and protest. You had, constant post after post. You're in that group, they're going on about it, and yet you still don't fucking know until it actually hits you. It's like, there's an opportunity for activists. She's like, we will fight this. We will fight this. It's too fucking late. You should have been in the battle 6 months ago. And I'm just wondering how many people across the states are going through the same thing. They just get off their ass, go down to the store, buy a bottle of liquid, go home, and 2 months from now they'll go into the store going, where'd my flavors go? Where's my flavors at? It's like they took them away. Well, why? Because they didn't. Well, why didn't you tell me? Well, we did. Well, why didn't I get off my ass? Because you're a fat cunt. Do it. Man, what? Seriously.
We just got demonetized.
Fucking vapors, how come we aren't getting off our fat fucking asses and doing stuff?
And that's the truth, and especially not to devil's advocate or nothing. A lot of these shops, especially here in the States, like if you guys saw Turk went around and told a bunch of shops here that didn't even know. But if you have any kind of inkling on social media, you should probably know. But then again, this is the biggest part of it, is that you're seeing people being reactive instead of proactive. And in a lot of life, you'll do that, but with stuff that really means something to you, like obviously it was enough for her to go on whatever you saw and complain about it. Just a little bit of that effort towards advocacy or sharing something or talking to people may have made a difference. But yeah, and that's the worst part, is that's how most people in the modern day are. They react when it happens to them directly and not when it affects everything else around them.
Okay. So here's my positive outlook on life. I have to say, when I see someone vaping in the street here in Adelaide, I always look at them because I want to do the nod. It's like that unspoken situation that someone is, giving up cigarettes. And a few vapors that I've spoken to in the last few months, had no idea what's going on. And as angry as that makes me, there's a couple things there. Is that highlighting the fact that, we are still stuck in the bubble? Is it highlighting the fact that maybe shops are not saying as much as they need to? Is it highlighting the fact that people don't care? And in the same vein, as angry as I get about it, I don't think necessarily those people are the ones that we should be, pointing the finger at all the time. I mean, absolutely, they should be getting off their, everybody should be getting off their ass and doing stuff, but it highlights the fact that people don't read, they don't look at social media, they don't, all that sort of stuff, and it's such a hard line to walk because you want to engage all those people, but then you get so angry, I spoke to a dude who worked in a store, 3 weeks ago. He had no idea. I was like, man, that happened in November last year, And I was like, why am I getting angry at you? You're in this, but in the same vein, I can't. Is that your employer's fault? Is it your fault? Is it our industry's fault? Like, what is it? So engaging.
And that's the thing too. It's hard to pinpoint a fault on something, and then when you go looking for faults, you're trying to get negative, and you get down about it. You know what I mean? And then that's where you create this dissonance about people attacking each other and stuff. And I will speak to this because I know some of you guys were in here on the Friday show. I did go off on one influencer pretty hard, and I always tell you guys not to tear each other down. So I'd like to apologize for that. And also, if you watched last Friday's show, I was also shit-faced and stoned to the fucking bone.
You're always shit-faced and stoned up.
Nah, not as bad as I was. If you guys watch the replay, just watch the last 4 minutes, and I'm like, all right, you motherfuckers, we're gonna close the fucking stream. But yeah, so
12 hours of your snoring.
I was very afraid that I didn't end the stream. I hate going back and rewatching stuff because number one, everyone hates themselves, and number two, my voice. I realized I'm like a Squidward on helium. So there we go. But yeah, so it's hard. And that's the thing is we can't really place blame on something like this. And then when you go looking for blame, then like I said, you get negative thoughts and you start thinking of people negatively. So instead, go ahead,
I
Steve.
agree 100%. Look, I got angry there for a sec, and I did kind of direct what I was saying towards the individual. I'm frustrated more than anything, and I'm not angry at individuals for not knowing. I'm angry at the entire situation that leads to them not knowing.
Yeah.
There's a woman that's her statement. She was perfectly willing to fight. Now
Yeah.
it's a little too late in her
Steve.
situation.
Steve, you've got every right to be pissed off because Australia. I'm going to say this out loud. We're very complacent here when it comes to this technology, and the group that you were talking in has over 13,000 members from memory, and enough is enough. 12 months we've been fighting behind the scenes here to try and speak to the government at every single level. Yet they do not want to engage with us because, we're educated, or as they say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm sorry, but we do. We're the educated ones. You're the idiots that are not listening to us. We understand this technology. We know what's going on. You're the ones with the problem because A, you have a very large share portfolio that contains tobacco stocks and pharma stock. And guess what, boys and girls? You're all going to be called out when we get to that part of the program. Because enough is enough with you fucking Muppets. Enough.
It's also worse when you see all this stuff happening with you guys in the US when, there's blatant deceit and, lies and, the situation of them pointing the fingers at other studies going, it's cuckoo science, but this whole suppression of science is even more, what do you call that? Like it's salt in the wounds, Salt in the wound.
What do you think is worse? Suppression of science or just intentionally bad
misleading
practices, intentionally twisting results? Like the report that your lovely wife posted this morning about the mice, and I looked a little further into that, and yeah, it is a joke. It's the kind of thing that you know exactly what you're going to get at the end because that's what you set it up for, and you've tailored your results to make that happen. Mice cause cancer if you inundate them with 12 years worth of nicotine and e-liquids in a couple of weeks. Of course, it's going to happen. That's ridiculous. If you dry burn on them all day, it's going to happen. That's bad science. It's bad enough that they're suppressing all the positive results that we can find.
Yeah.
But then they're trying to counter it with what science. It's science. Look, doctors said this on our payroll. Yes, they're on our payroll. Absolutely. And then they've got an end to prove, and they made it happen. Science.
Yeah.
Fucking science. It's a joke.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
No, but the issue is that we have one side releasing peer reviews, which are paid reviews by government departments and by pharma corporations to prove their point. But the real science is actually being buried because there's no money in the real science. It's all in peer reviews. Who pays for what and how it's presented.
yeah
The lies that we're being told here in Australia, Chris, you're gonna love some of the lies that we've got here. And our health minister, he's actually a lawyer. He's not a doctor.
so he has no real
right
medical
holding
experience
that
he's
position.
speaking.
He has no right being in that fucking position. No right at all. Give me a doctor. Come on. Give me a doctor.
Well, and I get what you're saying, especially because when we deal with that at a state level, it's all state senators that have no experience beyond maybe like an associate's in arts, and then they go on to a political career, and then like we dealt with it here when we had our hearings last year, where they're speaking off all this like bullshit about like diacetyl and shit like that. And it's like that hasn't been in rotation for years.
Okay. Well, let's just focus on Australia for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a little roll call of who runs our health system. Everyone's gonna love this, right? Everyone is gonna love this. Our federal health minister, Greg Hunt, he's a lawyer. Our South Australian health minister, Stephen Wade, he's a lawyer. Our Victorian health minister, Jenny Mykonos, is a lawyer. Our New South Wales health minister is Brad Hazzard. He's also a lawyer. Then we get on to the really fun ones, right? These last three, you guys are going to fucking laugh your asses off. The Queensland Health Minister, Stephen Miles, he comes from political science, yet he's a fucking health minister. Then we get to the best two, right? We have Tasmania, Sarah Courtney. She's a Vineron, or vitrologist, which is a winemaker. She's got a little bit of science, but then she's also a financial analyst. And then the key to the whole fucking shebang here in Australia, you're going to laugh.
Oh no.
Everyone get ready for this. The Northern Territory, Natasha Files, right? She's a teacher, and her standard of teaching is physical education.
PE? So you can tell me how to do dodgeballs? We're not throwing vapes at each other's heads.
Yeah. You like that for a fucking roll call here in Australia?
The worst fucking part about it is, like, I can't even speak on it to, like, make fun of it, because if you notice any of American politics right now, and like I said, we don't try to get political or, like, on each one side or the other. I mean, I have personal opinions, but it's not this isn't the platform to share it. But no one that's in the power has no real fucking experience in what the hell that they're in charge of. And that's the worst part. Politics is a pay-to-play sport, and none of us are fucking rich.
Right, but explain that to me, Chris, please.
I explain it to you. It's a buddy system right there, man. That's all it is just getting these people in. And then the worst part is when you look good in TV or you look good in a suit, these motherfuckers go in there and they get there and they get that position, and then they ruin it, and they don't care because you can't do nothing to them to a degree. I don't know about Australian politics, but here in America, you could fuck shit up royally as you're noticing, and then nothing will happen to you. You just play out your term, and then you just don't do it again. You just don't run again.
Correct. They do exactly the same here. We had an education minister that went on to become minister for the Army, Navy, Air Force, or for the military. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah. And also, I don't know if you guys would have seen in the US, but we had, I want to talk a little bit about this. We had the International City Health Conference was held in Melbourne last week.
Yeah.
And I'm just reading off the article that was in The Age. Held in Melbourne CBD on Thursday and Friday to discuss drug harm reduction policies, including legislation around vaping, with speakers flying in from across the world. Basically, what had happened is there was an awful lot of like pushback from Cancer Council, Heart Foundation, and the Australian Council of Smoking and Health urged the Progressive Public Health Alliance, which organised the conference, to immediately disclose all direct and indirect sources of funding for the event. Now, this was, people who went to this were people like Colin Mendelsohn, Dr. Alex Wodak. People from all over the world were coming to discuss, harm reduction strategies, and they were up in arms, saying that they wanted, this this event to stop because of the fact that it was being funded by potentially big tobacco.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Like, not even the situation or the discussion of like what can we do to help, harm reduction in this country. It's more like, well, we know where this money is coming from, so we need to shut this event down.
Yeah. And it's such a bullshit thing. I saw an article today that was getting shared around, and people thought it was current. It's actually from 2018, and so it happened back then, and a lot of people weren't paying attention to it. But the current administration we have here in the United States appointed this woman to be in head of the CDC, and then 4 months into her tenure, she bought stocks in tobacco, and then instead of holding her accountable for the conflict of interest, they just let her resign, no strings attached.
Yeah.
Our Surgeon General of the United States has stock in tobacco.
No, he actually renounced that when he took office as the Surgeon General, but he still held it when he was given that position. Yet, from my understanding, your Surgeon General and all these lovely little hoo-has that he's got on his shirt were all given to him, and he's never actually been an active serving member from memory.
It's the entry.
I really don't understand the whole system. We're being screwed from left, right, and round, and if anyone out in the audience has got some lube, I think some of us need it, because we're getting really fist fucked.
I like spit personally, but whatever.
As long as it's not vitamin E acetate.
Well, as long as I'm not breathing it.
What about strawberry?
Oh, I mean, I'm down for some strawberry licks. You know, if you're gonna lick a dick, it's better taste good.
Wow.
Welcome to the classy show, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up something that Miss Vape Advocacy AU showed me a couple of days ago. Another one that I'm going to read. I believe this was commented on via Facebook, but the next day I actually saw this in my sponsored ads. And I just wanted, I said to you, Chris, I'm going to show this if I can on the screen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep. Okay. So here is this company. This is,
No.
Is it Monk Q or is it Monk? I'm confused. I'm not educated in the world.
MonQ.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is actually, let me just play this because we're going to be demonetized anyway. So I'll just see if this will play. There's a little container there that you break open, and inside it is a small vaporizing battery. Check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, and their selling point, if Adam doesn't mind me interjecting, is you don't inhale. You breathe in with your mouth and you blow out your nose, and it's fucking essential oils. You know, just like your horoscope, it'll make you get rid of all the bad demons like sage.
Yep.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I will speak to one thing to make it a little bit more lighthearted. I always made fun of people that were a little bit more spiritual and stuff like that with sage and stuff. And like, you know, they say you light it in your house to keep away bad spirits. And I always told myself I'm never going to someone's house that does that, so maybe it does work.
And then let's have a look at another one that was also a sponsored ad on the social medias. This is an article because we don't have enough problems with alcohol particularly in this country.
I saw that one too.
How about a little pillows filled of scotch that I believe
Alcohol edibles.
Yep. Because the first question that Emily asked me is, do you shelve this? And I was like, I'm not sure.
Oh.
You know, if I was a teenager, I'd be down for that.
Hell yeah.
Little Tide Pods filled with booze that I can just pop one in during social studies.
Yeah.
Fuck this class is boring. I'm getting blotto.
And I just want to say, this new generation is a bunch of pussies. If you go to school and you want to get drunk, you put in a goddamn McDonald's Big Gulp cup and you drink it, you pussies. Anyways,
Oh man, you just shove one of those up your ass before class, and by the time you're done, it's absorbed.
that's definitely before my time.
Taste the fucking thing.
I want to throw out to the chat real fast. ID Vocus is the IQOS, whatever the hell it is marketing in the UAE, Arab Emirates, as being as a tobacco product, but 95% less harmful. And he's directed that at LabWorks, which is insane because it's a big tobacco product, which means it has a lot of chemicals you don't need.
They were talking about that in the Omis just before we went on.
Yeah, shout out. I don't know if he's still here. Frames Janklin, the Omis, they're on before us. Check them out, guys.
I was asking that question if if people had actually tried it, and my old workmates brought one back from Korea with a work trip, and I was still smoking at the time, and I had a couple of toots, and to be completely honest, I couldn't tell the difference between my cigarette and that situation. I understand that it's probably better, but it was the same. Like it was,
No.
I would assume that it's the same tobacco that's in a combustible cigarette, plus some other stuff added on top, so potentially even worse.
Well, we'll get into that.
And then what trips me out.
When we get to flavors, we'll
Yeah.
get into that because I've got the lowdown showdown on that shit. And you guys, I think I'm going to blow your doors off tonight because
That's
enough
what he
is
said?
enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me that, like, even so, like, we don't want big tobacco encroaching on the vape industry, but that we've created such a simple formula with how to get nicotine delivery with flavors, they yet still find some way to add all these fucking chemicals. And they still, like, it's like, I'm not telling them to do it. I don't want them to do it, but you could totally rip off the plan that we have with your money and your marketing and probably do a lot better. But they're like, oh no, let's add all this bullshit. It's like, I don't get it.
Well, the true studies about IQOS, they're saying it's 65%. If you actually go through the modified PMTA that IQOS or PMI submitted, it's about 45%. It's a little bit safer than smoking a cigarette, but it's nowhere near what we have in the vape space right now.
Yeah.
And the generation that the US is getting is actually the third generation. The fourth and fifth generation of the IQOS system, or the VEEV, right, otherwise known as the VEEV system, is actually a liquid-based pod system.
Ah,
It's already manufactured. It's actually manufactured in Malaysia, and it's under testing and on the market in the UK right now. Yeah,
so it has liquid nicotine in it.
correct. It's quite hilarious when you get down to the nitty gritty of this stuff and the stuff that I've been researching very heavily in the background. But the country that is actually manufacturing this, Malaysia, is just about to go under a flavour ban.
What?
It's fucking hilarious. The more you dig into this, right, and I've got show and tell pictures for everyone too today. I was a good boy. So everyone is just about to have their little socks and underwear and everything stripped away, and we're going to get to the nitty gritty of it.
Is that why you don't wear
Come on.
underwear?
Yeah, pretty much, because you asked me to come on here and talk about flavours and problems. There are problems in some flavours, there's no problems in others, bottom line. But when you turn around, and I'm going to share something, right? I'm going to share something with everyone, and they're just going to go, okay, so what are we fighting? The first one is called the IQOS mesh system, right? The IQOS mesh system mesh, right? Same technology as like mesh coils, and it's a heating element, and it was created by PMI, or Philip Morris Products now, PMP, which is an offshoot of the product. So let's go. Let's go to the video screen. This is the first little piece that I'll show you guys, and this is what it's called: IQOS Mesh Vape Kit, right? Vape Kit. Made in Malaysia, manufactured by PMP, Philip Morris Products. Right? So, we stop sharing on that one for a start. Then we go to our next little slide in this. And they're saying to everyone that humans or adults don't like flavours, right? Well, let's blow their little fucking balls off their fruit truck. Here we go. Now we have Chizine, Cool Peppermint, Mellow Tobacco, Passion Fruit Zest, Botania Fruit Twist, Red Belly, which is a snake here, but Red Berry Fusion, and then Tobacco Harmony. Now, anyone that lives in the United States, what do these labels look like? Marlboro. All the flavours of Marlboro and the Marlboro Crush. So, Butterbean, we've got you in one. We've got you into this shit show. Let's just feed you the rest of the garbage. And you look at the notes. Spicy and woody notes. Peppermint notes with a balanced, refreshing flavour. Mellow tobacco and citrus undertones. Sweet and sour fruit notes and passion fruit aroma. Botania fruit notes with zesty undertones, mix of berries and full body flavour, and then roasted tobacco notes with aromatic tea. Although I could name X amount of liquid manufacturers.
Same shit?
Well,
Oh, not the same,
90, no, pretty much 95%. But what they're saying to us is, okay, so we're going to take all the flavours away from the vape space, but as soon as we shut it all down, we're going to come in here and give you this garbage. Why? Why are they doing it? Because, if I went to another little chart that I've got, we've actually destroyed them so far, since 2015 to now, the drop-off rate is 5.2% in combustibles in the United States. And right now, Altria is hurting so bad. They're $46 billion in the hole, right? Not profit, in the hole, with all the money that they've borrowed against the various countries around the world to bring their products to market. The joining again of PMI and Altria was going to take place, but because of the blowback that the FDA put on the Juul products, they're not going to be doing that right now. So where are they going to find this $46 billion? And their shareholders are all scratching their heads going, well, what do we do? What do we do? We pull out. Because once upon a time, tobacco stocks, you could get an 8.3% return. Now, you're lucky to get about 5.5, maybe 6.
Yeah.
We're slicing into these guys surgically. And they hate what we're doing. And get with the program, people. Keep going. Louder, louder, louder. Educate and advocate, because guess what? Tobacco blood money is not going to be there forever. You have New Zealanders come out on top of this right now, and there's openly said by 2025 we want to be smoke free, combustible free by 2025. If Australia was to take the lead on what New Zealand is doing right now, bang, 2 countries together, we pool our resources, and Greg Hunt, I'm coming for you, bitch, yet again, because you are not willing to sit down and talk to the industry at all.
Yeah.
We have solutions. You don't. You have tobacco stocks, you have pharma stocks, you have every other stock, but you don't want to talk to the industry. Why not? Enough is enough. Give us our nicotine. We'll all be happy campers then. We won't piss you off anymore. We won't meme you on social media, wherever. Even on Twitter. We won't come and pull your underwear down like we do every day of the week. But give us what we need and we'll be happy little campers. If you think I sound threatening, I'm only part of what's going on in the background here in Australia right now. We've formed somewhat of an alliance here. And on Friday night, I'm going to be speaking at an event. This event has some very interesting people on the table to speak. And so far, there's between 50 and 60 vendors that are going to be there physically, and the rest of the meeting is going to be streamed to the rest of the vendors around Australia that want to take part in it. Enough is enough, people. It's time to take back what is ours, our space. We're the ones in front of technology. We're the ones with a voice. We're not kids anymore. No, I'm 50 for fuck's sake. Everyone else here in this room, but between us, I think we can add up to almost 200. But bottom line is, it's all about life-saving technology that is not being given to us. The amount of media garbage that's going on around the world right now is just out of fucking control. Enough is enough.
And I think you spoke a little bit on it, and that's the thing that I don't understand about, like, the tobacco industry and stuff like that. If you were to invest in these companies that are already existing at a reasonable level, you wouldn't be able to make the same kind of money that you're making when you did with cigarettes, but you would still have your foot in the door to keep a viable option and keep your money coming in. And I'm sure that, like I've said it before, no vape company that anyone has ever seen in the existence of the world is worth millions of dollars, except for Juul. But they also are different than, like, the most average mom and pop things. And if you were to come to the industry, like you're saying, there could have been a point to where we could have found some kind of middle ground to where, you could help reap a part of the benefits, but it's more or less just, fuck you, I want mine.
Yeah. I think that given what we've heard here and what we already know, I think the end game is really, really fucking obvious. They're banning flavors all across the place on basically 2 pillars. The flavors attracting kids, one, and the deaths, which we all know are THC. But it's just an excuse to put these bans in place. Now, New York City is kind of on hold, but Massachusetts, New Jersey, Michigan, all these states. The industry there is getting royally raped. You're going to see all these businesses shut down, whether it's mom and pops, but then you're going to see it start happening to the liquid manufacturers and any American hardware manufacturers. You're going to continue doing this over and over until there is no vape industry left. Maybe one or two companies left. At which point, guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden, oh yeah, those vape advocates, they're kind of right. The science is on their side. This is better. Oh, flavors? Yeah, we all like flavors, don't we? Look, I've got a lollipop. And then they'll
Oh, no. Don't go there with Kumo.
You're missing me, because they're going to spin on a dime. They're going to spin on a fucking dime and say, yeah, vaping's fine. So who wants to bring out vape products? All these crush companies? Gone. All these new companies that have to come in? Yeah, you have to do a PMTA. It's going to cost you $5 million. So, who's going to do that? Tobacco companies. Then you're going to see the IQOS mesh and the Bonk or the Monk or whatever it was called, and any companies that are left, any vape companies that still exist, just going to get bought up. They're going to become part of it because there's no way they're going to survive.
But Steve, there's one key ingredient to that. A lot of people that have followed the vape space and followed Juul in particular over the last few years, originally they went to market with 30 flavours. They've registered 30 flavours, but they only brought 5 to market. They kept the other 25 in, as a nice little nest egg. The PMTA clearly stands for the Philip Morris Trade Agreement. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's anyone that you talk to, anyone that's got half an ounce of sense, will tell you straight up and down. That's what they're up to the whole time.
Yeah.
That was never the Trojan horse. The Trojan horse was the IQOS. This was the preemptive. The Juul was the preemptive for the IQOS system. And then you have the mesh system. They've already put their hand on the table and said, look, we've got flavours. You want flavours? We've got flavours.
Yeah.
It was never anything to do with the rest of it. Nothing.
No, not at all. And that's what I'm saying. They're going to crush the industry as it exists and then turn around and replace it with their version of what we have, which will be closed, which will be restrictive, which will be adulterated, which will be 10 times more addictive, which will not be a pathway off of smoking, but just a transition. It'll be everything that they always say vaping is. You're just giving one thing for another. Well, yeah, you are, because when you're on these, there's going to be no way off.
Can I ask a question about those mesh situation? Like, what was on those pictures of the nick level? Are they making adjustments to lower nick level behind the scenes, or are they keeping it at that 35 plus situation?
No. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24.
Right. Because
It's actually a smart system.
yeah.
But they don't want us to play in that space. As a liquid maker, I'll be open and honest. They do not want us to play in that space. But if I was to sell up right now, I could go and work for Reynolds tomorrow. I could go and sign up for that job at Reynolds as a flavourist.
Yeah.
For what reason? What, to be given $100,000 a year to sit here and create flavours for Reynolds? Fuck off. I'm not going to do that. They're not going to take away what helps me put food on the table for my family. And to work for $100,000 as a flavourist for some bop ding ding company, right? We already know their ulterior motives. Everyone is going to come out with the same mesh system within the next 3 to 6 months. But having Juul already in the marketplace and the IQOS being approved, right, under a modified PMTA, and I went back through the documents that I've sat on for quite some time now, and there is actually reference to the mesh in the modified PMTA as generation 5 and 6 of the modified PMTA process, but there is no flavour listing or ingredients listing for what is in that mesh pod system yet. It's all redacted.
That's
And I'm fucking livid.
convenient. I've got, just as you were talking there, I've got another question. Just shows my okay, so the biggest vape companies, your Aspires and some of the bigger Chinese companies. You've got Philip Morris, creating these, vape devices. I know Aspire has come out, or is it Aspire US has come out and with a statement saying about flavors and whatnot. But I mean now, or it has been for a while, these companies are eating into the hardware situation of companies like Aspire and all that sort of thing. So, why are those companies not doing anything? Do they not care? Are they just going to shut the doors? Are they also fighting behind the scenes? I mean, everyone remembers the Enjoy situation and how that lawsuit happened, but what about now? What about now?
Okay, the lead on that is that the two gentlemen that wrote that letter from Aspire, that from memory, that was Aspire USA.
Yeah.
But if you look at Aspire over the last five or 6 years, Steve, back me up on this. They have accounted for more people, that one company, more people transitioning through the Nautilus and other systems, or small coil and VTC, the original VTC technology, vertical coil, than any other vape product on the market right now. Aspire has been the leader always. They've never released products like Smock or the other Muppets. They sit back, research everything that they're going to release. Everything that Aspire has ever released to date has always been groundbreaking, a little bit slow, but still groundbreaking, but it doesn't break. And it's always exactly the same experience from the day dot.
There are
Always.
people this day using their Aspire Minis or the Nautilus Minis and original Nautilus day and day. They're just happy with it. It just works. And there's a reason why the Nautilus coils continue to be, the coil of choice for, billet boxes and things like that. People build entire systems around what Aspire did. They've had more impact than just about any other vaping company. And the thing to consider when we look at this is that Philip Morris has more janitors than Aspire has staff in their entirety. We need to keep that in mind, that they have this massive effect. And we think of them as being this huge company, but they're not that big. They're pretty small. I mean, all the big, massive vape companies that we love, they come out of a trend. But they're absolutely tiny. There's not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
A lot of the major vape players became stagnant. Right? You look at the innovation that's gone through RDAs, for instance. That's done and dusted pretty much now. There's nothing, unless you're an absolute Fruit Loop genius, that can come out with something new for the RDA market or for RDTA market. Tank systems and coil technology. Coil technology is, that's a key factor that needs to be looked at properly and dealt with at a scientific level. Aspire took that upon themselves to go and do the testing back in the day. You had Atlantis, you had, there was a whole heap of them, wasn't there? That Aspire brought out. I can't even remember them. But they were the ones that brought sub-ohm technology to the world. Then,
Kangatech.
yeah, but Kangatech brought it, but Aspire refined it to a point where when they released their 0.7 coil, like verticals for, I think it was a Nautilus 2 or something like that from memory, that was groundbreaking because that was also a coil that could be used for freebase and salt mid at lower wattages. So you didn't need 50 milligram, you could still run 24 milligram salt mid in that device flawlessly. They were the only ones that really took that on. And I don't think a lot of people give Aspire kudos for what they've done over the years, but still to this day, they were the groundbreakers across the board, including their devices. They might look ugly, but hell, they never failed. That was a huge key point to what they did. They never brought something out, week to week. It was months between what they did, and they worked on it. They finalised it, tested it extensively, and bang, you had a product, and it didn't fall over.
Yeah, I would say also Inikin of more recent years is were probably in that space as well now for those for their pod devices and whatnot, and particularly how they're branched out with Mr. Dimitri and Phil and trying to engage people in that situation and what they're doing behind the scenes.
Look, Inikin's another company. They've also been groundbreaking in technology. If anyone remembers, I think it was 2015, they had a slide system. It was a battery and it slid onto the device. And that's where the chipset was. So it was completely separated. So all you had to do was carry a bunch of these slides off, and it was a separated battery system. I don't remember the name of the mod, but it was pretty fucking cool. That was one thing that they did. Then they went into tank technology and coil technology, and they've been pushing the boundaries in that and bringing mouth alarm back to a consumer level. Originally, a lot of the really good mouth alarm systems were more high end or for the hobbyist side. They've now brought it back to the consumer space. And look, I'm not going to bag Phil and Dimitri for what they've done and the amount of work that they've put in with Inikin. They've done amazing things in the last 12 to 18 months. Amazing things. But Inikin's another one that has been there. They lost their way for a minute, but they've got it back. They're back on track, and they're trying to help smokers or people that are in the combustible space come across into the vape space. And this is a conversation that they had on one of their live shows. They had a conversation that, sure, we can build devices, but we would rather give you a much more pleasurable vaping experience by going into the tank technology and coil technology than anything else. If you want to use SaltMe, yes, it is. You can do it. That's not the problem. The problem that everyone was having was everyone was going like higher technology and higher wattage. They're bringing it back to a space that's been missed for so long. The last couple of years it's been a free-for-all with high wattage devices and can we go over 200 watts? Yes, you can, but for what reason? You're missing out on bringing the smokers from the combustible market across into the vape space, and that's what we're all here for. Bottom line, this is we're all, we like cool toys, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's at the end of the day, we all work in the industry of tobacco harm reduction. Bottom line, we all help people. We save people's lives at the end of the day.
Indeed.
That's how you got to look at it. It's hard to swallow, right? When you're a liquid maker, it's very, very hard to swallow because I sit here and I try and come up with variations of liquids to help people. Oh, well, you smoke that. Well, come here. I got something for you. It's a very, very, very hard pill to swallow for me. And I lose hours and hours, sometimes days of sleep on it, because I'm trying to find the next thing that will entice a cigarette smoker into our space. It's so hard.
And making the experience a pleasurable one.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. should we encounter the flavour situation of the original question of Mr. Hefner? We were discussing the flavours, and probably there's been a little bit in the news recently about certain profiles that are not testing well, and others that are. Paul, correct me if I'm wrong. When manufacturers have to, or they do their own testing on those particular flavour concentrates, and concentrate companies themselves do all their own testing, and it's all accessible. Why are the higher powers ignoring this information?
Well, hang on, I'll switch you so I can watch the chat. Bottom line is, a lot of the people here know who I work for right now. I'm actually the development manager for Mullenberry Poland. We openly put all the data out that we test for and study. It's available as SDS sheets to the public, and then there are chemical breakdowns for people within the industry that we work with for our partners. If all flavour manufacturers were to do exactly the same as we do, it would be a much more open playing field. Some companies, or the smaller flavour houses, don't have the money to put forward SDS sheets, material data, or material standpoints on what they're doing and their testing processes. It is up to the flavour houses to do the studies, do the testing, and it should be available to all. If you release a new flavour, for argument's sake, yes, I work with prototype flavours. I get an SDS sheet on what the current formula is. But until everyone's happy with it and there are tweaks made to the formula, it won't get released to the public. That's how it is currently. I can give you names of companies that do testing and is currently available. Mullenberry does, Flavour Art Italy does, Flavour Art North America does, Capella does, Flavora does. Lorenz don't use it for the majority of it, because some of it does carry oils. TFA, TPA, Flavour Apprentice, the Perfumers Apprentice, they provide data sheets. I'm unsure whether or not Wonder Flavours does, or One-on-One. Then you get into some of the really obscure ones. Sublarome is a company, there are data sheets for specific flavours. One-on-One in California, I'm unsure. Wonder Flavours out of Canada, unsure. I know that Vape Train Australia is now starting to work with SDS sheets and make them available to the public. Then you have Perulan. I've still not seen data sheets from them yet. There are companies out of Florida, companies out of Germany, companies out of France that I still haven't seen data sheets from, but on paper and the chemical makeup, they don't look so bad. There's not many companies that are not willing to put forward their data unless they're DAP heavy. Yeah. And when I say DAP means diacetyl-acetylpropanol. If we worked on the EU studies or TBD, everything has to be in line with that. I'd love to see that adopted worldwide, because it gives us an equal playing field. And anything that would fall under TBD compliance would streamline and walk straight through PMTA process in no time at all, because there's none of the nasties in there.
Yeah. And also a lot of the certain studies as well that I've read, and please forgive me for the names, but there's a few that have come out recently strengthening that situation of what you're saying, that companies are doing that, and testing is there, that they are certainly at the right levels, not harmful. So
No.
yeah,
Look, in all concentrates, okay, any of the concentrates that holds diacetyl, you would need to vape probably 5 to 10 liters a day of that liquid for your lungs to be affected. Which is physically impossible.
Yeah.
Right. Even the highest DAP heavy like recipes, the old custards, Capella V1 for argument's sake, you would need X amount of that concentrate in that liquid to even give you a hard time. But that concentrate against a regular cigarette, a regular cigarette has 72 times more than what is in that concentrate. So no dice.
yeah. I think that that basically answered all of the questions about flavors that I've got.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on and talking about it because I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm a fucking noob.
No, but it's all of this stuff, like that's the thing, I mean, there's so much misinformation going around, and the moment that someone says about flavors or dry burning your coils or look at these tests and they're hitting these devices at 300 watts and dry burning everything, and the one with the rats this morning with the VG and PG, like it's just cherry picking, serious cherry picking.
It's terrible too because with animals, like animals are going to have a different reaction. I understand that there's pharmaceutical testing that they do on animals to a degree compared to how humans actually interact with it. But they said that they did like such a concentrated dosage in such a small amount of time. Of course, if you overload a system like that, any nervous system on anything, it's probably going to give you negative results. And then if you really want to test it, why not grab one of these vapors that's been doing it for the last 15 years and test their blood against something? I guess I'm not a scientist. I'm not William Dafoe and Spider-Man. I'm not a scientist myself. So I don't know, but...
Well, for anyone that's asking, like in the chat, yes, I do have a chemistry background. I was a horse trainer once upon a time, but going through all the studies that I did there at uni, I'm actually licensed to take blood from a horse, take it into a lab, and do a complete breakdown and workup of that blood. I don't think there's many people in the vape space that has that under their belt. I could take human blood if needs be and do a complete breakdown and send it to friends and do a mass spec on it, mass spectrometer. The chemicals...
I get the feeling that you have done that.
I'm not going to answer that question. I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I have done it, and I've done it to myself because I needed to see with specific compounds I've worked with whether or not it does show up. And diacetyl is not our biggest issue. Acetylpropanol is not our biggest issue. It's the biggest issue we have in the vape space is clean rooms for a start, and the second biggest problem that we have is coil technology and the materials of coils and where the metal is made. They're the two key issues that we have. And people, you don't need to vape at 300 watts. You really fucking don't need to vape at 300 watts to get a good vape. You can if you want. If you want a really warm vape, switch it over to temp control and just punch up your temperature that way, like lower wattage, higher Celsius output, or Fahrenheit for that matter, sure. But you're going to unlock other secrets within the liquids if you go into that space. And that's the space that, liquid manufacturing and making and flavours. But honestly, a lot of the science that's out there, Fastelinus did an amazing study of flavours and how it works, and how it's broken down. But a lot of us, and myself included, I'm under NDAs. Right? I cannot disclose certain information on how specific flavours are manufactured, but I can give you the SCS sheets, like MSDS, or the materials handling and data sheets on what the chemistry is. If you understand that, so be it. If you don't, ask someone that understands what the SCS sheet is all about. We're not here to fucking kill you. We're here to try and keep you away from combustibles and not keep you in the vape space, because vaping is actually one of the worst business models you'll ever see. You give up cigarettes, you come into vaping, and then you give up vaping. Oh, okay. Where'd that client go? Oh, he's gone. That's how it is. But for us, we're hobbyists. We're here to help people. We're here to help people, give them the information and give them a much safer passage out of combustibles and into a much safer space. Bottom line, that's how it works.
And that's the biggest beef that I have with this argument with people saying, oh, maybe you should only have a certain amount of flavors in vaping. I work for a company that has an immense amount of flavors, and there's only one that worked for me after 6 months of different flavors and different stuff. So it's not fair to limit the possibility that someone has over the other, because I've gotten arguments with people about this, saying oh, well, it doesn't affect me, I don't care, I don't vape, but it sounds like there's too many flavors. Number one, fuck you selfish asshole. Number two, it takes time to find what fits.
Yeah. Absolutely. Choice.
Look. Bottom line is, Adam knows me, right?
Unfortunately.
I send him. Oh, shut up, dickhead. I send him things to try out, right? And he sends me things to try out on occasion. But the thing is, I'm working day in, day out, not only for the Australian, United States, UK market, but for the world. If people have got problems, you can always reach out to me. If you need questions answered, I'll ask my lab staff to answer them for me. I have lab staff that I can reach out to. Not many people can do that in this game. I'm pretty much an open book, but if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of liquid making, reach out to me. I'll help you. If you're a DIY, you got problems, reach out to me. I will help you. I will steer you away from all the crap that's out there on the market, and I'll put you in touch with the people that can help you.
And as much gruff as I give LabWorks, he honestly is probably one of the easiest people to talk to about any of this stuff. From an educated standpoint, educated opinion. And it's not just educated, it's also an experienced opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I've created flavours for a lot of people around the world. I don't own my own liquid line for no reason, but I never spruik it as such. I'm more advocacy based, and my liquid line actually suffers because of that. And yes, I am a commercial mixer. I'm a gun for hire. That's what I do. Bottom line, I wasn't put into the position I'm at now with Mullenberry for no reason. People come to me for knowledge, and I've got respect in some ways, but I also piss a lot of people off.
If you're not pissing somebody off, you're not doing it right. At least that's what I tell myself.
Yeah. We've covered a lot today, fellas.
Yeah, I don't know how long you guys wanted to stay on. I mean, I'm a piece of crap with nothing going on, but we will say, since Legion's being pretty quiet and he brought out the Chrome Dome, I'm thinking maybe he's letting his brain expand. Do you got anything to throw in on here, Legion?
Yeah, I'm going to get a drink.
Do your thing.
Yeah, way to put me on the spot. No, I'm not saying that. Jeez, man, you just killed my brain. Nothing is happening in there. Nothing.
Totally
What's
okay.
about Adam?
Yeah, it's totally okay.
Speak.
I do have stuff to do this afternoon. I've got to get some coils on, so please continue on without me. I'm sure I'm not adding much to the conversation either. So please keep going, because we're very gracious of everyone hanging out in the chat with us. Yeah.
So wait, you trying to leave right now then?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
But soon I got to hit it because I got to spin the coils.
Yeah, that's fine. Adam's got shit to do, so we'll see how it goes when we get to that point. But we'll wait for LabWorks to get back, and then we'll do the giveaway for the sweater, and then yeah, and then we'll see where it goes. Yeah. By the way, you're not wearing the hat I sent you that cost me $50 million to send to Australia. Where's that? You piece of shit?
I am going to say this out in public right now, Chris. I'm very, very, very grateful for the hat that you spent $85,000 on sending out.
Nah.
Yeah.
I bring up monetary things just to make you feel bad, but I wanted you to have a Local Vape memorabilia since you are at Local Vape Products. By the way, and this isn't me giving away pertinent information, I wanted to make sure to shout out you guys that do support Local Vape with because they give us the discount code. We don't get anything from them. Although I will say that Erica did give us the mod we gave away last Monday, that Jake one. He seems to be enjoying it, which is bitchin', so shout out to Local Vape for giving us that. But when you place your orders, and I was helping out in the warehouse today, T-Gets, you didn't use the discount code, motherfucker. No.
Some people are funny about discounts, you know. I would also say I'm like that. You don't do the business because you're looking for a freebie, you know.
And that's the thing. We're not expecting you to want any of this for free or like do anything. And like we appreciate it if you want to pay full price or whatever. But I did fill up his package with a shit ton. Oh, he used the BOGO. Never mind. I'm out of pocket. But I did fill up your box with a bunch of stickers, man. I don't usually go out in the warehouse too often, but I was out there helping out pack orders, and so I put a bunch in there for you. So I hope you enjoy it.
Hang on, Vandal. Was that a warehouse or the whorehouse?
Warehouse.
Alright, okay.
Whoring is illegal here in Clark County, but if you go 70 miles that way, it's legal.
So I'm not allowed to do a giveaway?
Actually, we are going to have you choose the winner. But if you want to... What do you mean? You want to give away something?
Yeah.
What depends. If you're talking juice, we can't give away juice legally in the United States.
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I figured you'd want to do. If it's coming from Australia, I don't know. But the worst part is like as far as YouTube rules go, we could maybe I'll get with you after this LabWorks, and then we'll figure out something, and we won't do it on here. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so you guys heard it. LabWorks wants to give away you guys some stuff. We'll figure out how we're going to get it to you. We'll maybe do it in the Facebook group or something. So I'll add LabWorks to our Facebook group, which we're going to open up to everyone, by the way. We're switching some stuff up. We did the Facebook group, which is only Patreon people, but we're moving some things around. So if you guys aren't in the Facebook group, add either Adam, Legion, or I on Facebook. Chris Vandal, obviously, Adam or Legion, Steve Ruherberger, and we'll add you to...
Her burger?
I know.
What's her burger taste like?
Mayonnaise.
I'm only laughing because my last name is ridiculous as well, so that gives me, I'm allowed.
Yeah. I got the most widest name ever. Legally, my name is Christopher Randolph Smith.
Randolph?
Yeah. I don't share that unless we've been intimate, so if anyone asks, I've had sex with all of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, bugger.
But yeah, so then, Adam's got to go. I don't know, LabWorks, what your plan is. I know Legion's back's not doing too great, so we'll see where it goes from there. But let's go ahead and do the giveaway for the sweater. It is a large... You're feeling good? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I said free shit and titties.
There we go. Well, half of that. So,
Just titties?
this is a classic locals only zip up Local Vape sweater, which you'll never ever fucking find again. We're moving some stuff around at work. One of the guys I work with had this just chilling. He's like, hey, if you want it, you can have it. Yeah, that hat was a part of it, but Adam made me send it to him instead of giving it to you guys. So, no. So, but anyways, it's a gray Local Vape. It's still in the package. They just haven't been made in years. And I have one that's not the zip up, the bitchinest, most comfy hoodie ever. But anyways, I figured you guys could get more use out of it than I will. It is a large, so if you're smaller than that, it'll fit you. If you're bigger than that, then, you know, summer's around the corner. You can wear it as a crop top. Long story short, this is what we want to give you guys. And I don't see Odyssey in here, so, like, I think all you guys are eligible.
Do you want me to bring up the randomizer?
If you want to. I mean, I have one up, but that's cool. I'm all about not doing all the work.
That's what she said. Yeah, I'll see if I'll bring one up. I'll bring one up, man. I'll help you out.
There we go.
Hey, when you did it come up with all the spaces? Remember I was saying about that?
I don't know. I was fucking shit-faced plastered. Go watch the last 5 minutes of the video.
Ah. All right. I should be ready.
Jake, you're not out of this one if you win twice in a row, but if you'd want to sit out to be gracious to the people that have not won nothing, that's fine too. I know there's a couple people that have been watching us since day one that hasn't really won anything, and I'd really wish for them to win it. And, like, you know, it's all randomized. But, you know, and yeah, Jake, I appreciate that.
Random.
Randomizer. So, you guys start throwing in the X ones in the chat, and we'll tell you when to stop, and then 5 minutes after we say it, you'll stop. Steven Sard, we talked about this. He won that mod last week, and he's like, you know what? I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to enter anything for a long time, and I want to shout out to him for his integrity on it. Also, last time we were talking about, I let a bunch of random people on the Friday show. I'm still figuring out how to do it. We'll probably do that again this week. Anyways, Steven Sard, I'm planning on on this coming Friday. If you want to come on, bro, let me know. We'll get you on there. You're always killing it in the chat, sharing everything, and, like, you know, supporting everybody, so.
Yeah. How many people do we actually have in? I should probably look at that. Oh, we got 20. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, we got a good amount. So yeah, any of you guys go ahead, toss in that X1.
Yeah. Get it on. Get it on.
Get it on, wow, wow,
Get it
pancakes,
on.
pancakes, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
This is where you need to get a handle on OBS to have some sort of wailing music.
Well, usually, well, it's not usually. What I will say is that when I did the live before we got back on doing Fridays on here, and I got it all figured out, I was doing the one in my backyard, and we had a request hour, and everyone's requesting some weird ass shit, but it was cool. I was vibing. My neighbors might hate me, but I love you guys. So, hold on, let me see. What's like, what, contest music? I don't know how to Google that.
Benny Hill music, perhaps.
Did Paul get some vape mail there?
Yeah. Actually,
Awesome.
Benny Hill's the best part of it. And I want to shout it out to T Gets real fast. He said he enjoys the new Friday Fallout format. We've got one.
Oh, look at all that. Nice, Paul.
Big bag of apples.
So yeah, boom. We'll figure that out. I'll get with LabWorks after this, and we'll figure out how to get that to you guys. We will have to figure it out somehow, but we can't do it on YouTube. But we'll get it to you guys. LabWorks is the fucking man. He's been talking to me about this for months, guys. And not to, like, take away anything that you guys could possibly win, but we're just trying to keep the channel from getting shut down.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna. I'll put it out there for all the crew. I'm actually gonna put out 10 120s, 2 batches of 5 from anywhere in my line.
That's crazy. Should we stop it?
Go ahead. I'm still trying to find the Benny Hill music.
Sorry, I already know that. That's scary.
Yeah.
We'll see how shitty it sounds.
Stop. Stop.
All right, Adam, you tell them when to stop.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Oh, wow, that's an ad.
Liberty. That was great. Well, at least one of us was.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Thank you for subbing, Liana's. I think I said that right.
Yeah, Liana.
So Liana's a new person.
Yeah.
Liana actually works on my team.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Thank you for bringing her in. I'm assuming. I've always called, always lost the mail for like the last 18 streams. I got it right tonight though.
Alright. Alright, I'm getting there, folks. Getting there. Getting there.
All right, perfect. Everyone stopped. I appreciate you guys.
Alright, so Mr. Labworks, the number is between 1 and 747.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
47.
The number is between 1 and 747.
Yeah, 747.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not going to crash over the ocean.
Yeah, well, passing by the pearly gates. That's an actual lyric from one of the old Kiss songs. 41.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a low one.
Choice.
Yeah.
We have a winner. We have a winner, everyone.
The winner is Sydney.
That's an old joke. Okay, so the number 41, ladies and gentlemen, is Jake. The winner is Jake.
Hey, Jake.
Does everyone trust me? Do I need to?
No, you're fine. We trust you. But
Trust you?
because Jake won last week, I want to offer a trade-off, if you don't mind, Jake, because I want someone new to get something. But since you did win, I will send you an RDTA. If that's okay with you, Jake? Type it in the chat if that's cool with you. I just want someone new to win. Like the sweater, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Are we gonna do it again? Are we waiting for Jake?
Jake says no, I can't win again, literally. Because that would be 2 weeks in a row, but since we didn't really like break it down, Jake, I will send you this RDTA kit right here. It is open, but everything's there, and I don't know how to use it. So,
What next one? What? All right. Well, all right, Jake. I'll do it again. That's weird.
yeah. But Jake, I will send you that just because that's our fuck up. I got your info from earlier. I'll send it over to you. But let's get some fresh blood on this giveaway.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm ready. So you've got to choose another number. It's the same again. It's between 1 and 746.
746. No. It will be
Sydney.
101. 101.
101.
It's Jake. No.
No winner.
Do it again.
Yep. That's another number, Paul.
72.
No number.
I can't win today. 49.
All low numbers.
Oh shit! Jake says that he won the caps before. I totally forgot that. Jake, if you're sure, I don't mind sending this to you. Let me know in the chat. I have no problem, but I do appreciate your honesty, man.
No, that's no number. Let me do this again. Obviously, something is going wrong here. Something's going wrong.
Refresh it.
Yep. I'm getting there, everyone. I don't know why my randomizer does this.
Because I'm listening to Amy Winehouse.
Steve, you tried any of this stuff from Tubes?
I haven't tried any of it yet. Speaking of which, I haven't tried any of yours yet.
Peter!
Yeah, I'll deal with that. Don't worry. I'll deal with that this week. Bag of Fizz. Alright, what's this all about?
The Fizzlers?
Yeah, I hope so.
Raven says that we should do the LabWorks reward on IG. I think LabWorks later this week, I'll obviously get with you, and then we could do it that way.
Alright, done.
Yeah, we'll do like a quick
fuck.
live.
Fuck, it is Fizzwiz. It's that old fucking candy.
Does it actually have a fizzy effect?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. 100%. Yeah.
So you're the chemist. What would be in there that makes it feel or taste fizzy?
Oh, there's a few different things you can do.
I don't know what's going on. This is like completely spacking out. What a letdown.
Alright, people in the chat. We've only got 17. I'm gonna pick a number between 1 and 20. Closest to it gets it. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Something's going on.
No, it's fine.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, 1 and 20 people in the chat. 1 and 20.
No double entries.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Hey, it wouldn't be an Amigo show without some kind of potato.
Yeah, I know. You got potatoes.
Is everyone still doing it?
I believe so.
I'm waiting for numbers. Oh shit, this is good peanut butter.
That's what.
Does it stick to the roof of your mouth?
No, this is just like soft peanut butter. Like bang up soft peanut butter.
Alright, if you haven't thrown in a number between 1 and 20, now is your fucking chance. But like we said, no doubles.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got all these spooky people sitting in the background.
Yeah.
Steven Sword says, see, we are silly, vulgar on here, but we have integrity. Boom. Excuse me. I'm not getting all deeper emotional with you guys. I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life, and this is what I feel like helps make up for it, and I appreciate every single one of you.
I've done more stupid shit than you. Alright, so there's only, what, 2, 4, 6 that want to play. Really?
Do a countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over, people.
Well?
Yeah, who's the closest number?
Closest number is actually Jangles.
Oh, Jangles.
It was 18.
Congratulations, Jango.
Who's got beer? Give me the beer.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna skip out so I can go and do some work.
Work?
Yeah,
Work.
Really?
Work's a dirty word.
yeah. I'm gonna work it. You know what I mean? Yep. Thanks, everyone. Big love, Paul. Big love, Chris.
No, you're
Love,
welcome.
Mr. Legion, and all everyone in chat. Big
There
love,
we go. Thank you, Adam, for coming. Since Jake was nice, no, actually, Adam, you can just go. No, okay.
everyone. Okay.
No, I love you, bro. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. And then, wow, what a dick. Okay, Dad, just leave without saying nothing. No. And so, since I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there, Jingles, shoot me your info on IG or Facebook, or all the like millions of things that you add me on. But since Jake says that he didn't want it, you know what? Let's fuck it. I'll randomizer. Let's X1 for this RDTA. If you won tonight, or you know you have integrity, blah blah blah. But let's do one more for this. Go ahead and X1 the chat, guys. We'll do this for you. For the Local Vape hoodie, you know, shout out Local Vape giving us the stuff. This one's actually from Vape Daily on Instagram. If you guys don't follow him, check him out. Cool ass dudes, always doing good stuff. Been around the industry forever. And let's get 2 winners tonight. And then I think I can figure out a little bit better. We'll see. But yeah, go ahead and toss them in there. And also, big shout out to LabWorks coming on last second without knowing anything about what we were going to bombard him with, but handled it like a champ.
There's one thing I know about Paul. He's always ready to talk. He's always ready to advocate.
Boom.
That's what I do for a living.
That's why we appreciate you.
Well, for the majority of the time, unless I go on a Twitter or fucking other rampage.
So here's my thing: is I understand Twitter was a big pivotal point in this advocacy stuff recently, especially here in the States. But I appreciate all you guys that would go on Twitter, but I will never ever go on Twitter again.
Why?
Funny story, and it doesn't really have anything to do with that directly, but the last time I was on Twitter, I used to follow this guy that had this page. It's called Is Anyone Up? And it's not a good thing. But anyways, he would have these contests where he would do like random giveaways, like $100 gift cards and stuff like that. And so we were talking about this earlier before the chat, so whatever. I could never be a politician because to win a contest, I put a picture of my ding dong and a donut and won a $100 gift card and a sweater.
And stop.
Boom, stop right there. Shane Beekman says to LabWorks, he's been loving the flavors. He's only vaping on your stuff now, and he loves with the Nana's custard.
That's probably one of my most underrated recipes.
All right, looks like everyone stopped. Let me go and copy this into this.
It's actually got 5 custards in it, a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon, so it's just like what your grandmother would make.
My grandmother only made bird's custard.
Oh, nice. Huh?
From a packet was.
All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Since you're our special guest, LabWorks, choose a number between 1 and 372.
372.
Yes, sir.
121.
We have a winner, and it is actually Always Lost.
That's awesome.
Boom, there we go.
You know, we've been talking. She's actually looking at moving into rebuildables for her first time. She wants a good, solid RDA to work with.
Boom.
Yeah.
I don't know how good this is. It's actually an older piece. Everything's here.
Which one?
It's the Coil Art by Coil Tech. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen for you. I don't know.
No, they're actually good.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah. And so, Always Lost. I saw in the chat earlier you said you don't have IG. By chance, do you have Facebook? Because I will have to get your shipping information. But anyways, congrats to all the winners. Shout out, I want to do a huge shout out to Jake. Stepping out of it, like, no, I'm good. Steven Sard as well. Like, no, I already won something. Let someone else get it. And this is a community that I love because everyone here is like, you know what? Let's pass on, share the wealth with everyone. And all this stuff that we get is for free. We don't get paid by companies or anything like that, to give this stuff away or nothing like that. And so everything we get, we want to give to you.
Yay. So are we done for the day? I think we said everything we need to say.
I believe so, but I Always Lost before we close this down. Make sure that I'll just pull it up real fast. If you got your phone or something handy, I'll show you what my profile looks like so you can add me. And then send me your shipping info. Basically, Christopher Vandal with a douchebag, big cloud, and an anarchist hoodie on.
If she has any trouble, she knows how to get in touch with me. So.
Oh, there we go. If you can get in touch with Steve easier, Steve can forward it to me. But yeah, boom, there we go. So.
Done and roasted.
Hell yeah. And so, I guess we'll close it here. It's been an hour and a half, a little bit over it now, and we appreciate every single one of you coming through. You guys are the reason why we love to do this. You're the reason why I love to get shit-faced drunk and hang out with you, and they're the reason why Legion came out of bed with his busted-ass back to make sure to be here.
Yeah. Just for you guys.
Just for us. We are so lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as always, thank you guys. Make sure that always lost you shoot that info to Steve, and he'll pass it on to me, and it'll be shipped out tomorrow. I'll shoot him tracking info. He'll forward it to you, and shit's legit. Steven Sword, I'll talk to you before Friday, but Friday, well, if you want to come on, bro, we'll get you on, because I know last time you were like, hell yeah, I'm down to come on. Then I was like, oh, man, I'm out there. Perfect. Send me an ad request. We're good to go. So anyways, you guys stay strong. Don't over advocate to where you feel like you're depleted, because we need you in the fight. And otherwise, have a kick-ass fucking night. Anything else from anybody else? No?
Vape bomb.
Cool.
Vape safe.
Vape bomb, vape safe, cloud check, blah, 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 whatever. And then have a great night, guys.